What's up, y'all? It's T-Tar, and the trailer has finally come out for the DLC, and it revealed some craziness. So Ku was constantly saying that a region was being pandered to, and it was crazy. It was unorthodox for Pokemon to do. And now we know the region is Galar, not Unova or Kalos, but Galar. It's almost like this region, Paldea, is the Johto to Galar being Kanto. It was first hinted a bit with Sonia's book and Penny traveling there. Now we have actual evolutions there. Let's go over everything revealed. I want to start off with the new Pokemon. There was like 3 new Pokemon. We have to do this. And I haven't taken a proper look at these new Pokemon, so I'm going to see them properly in detail for the first time. The first one is Diplin. It is an evolution to Applin. So now the sucker evolves in 3 different ways. He's become the new Tyrogue. This is exactly what Johto did with Tyrogue, introducing him on top. He's evil.
In battle, Tyrion uses a new evolution of Applin. Meet Diplin.
We would assume this thing could Gigantamax the same way as the Flapple-Appleton combination. They're all the same Pokemon inside, or maybe this is some weird different Pokemon. It's based off the Sticky Apple, and I guess they eat these at the festival in Kitakami, and then one of them turns out to be a Pokemon. Being sticky, maybe it's what, a grass poison type? A dragon poison type? Grass dragon. Alright, try not to be too creative out here. Apple evolves into a dragon type. Man, are you stuck in the past? Listen, I don't give 2 craps for Applin, but the notion that they evolved a Galar Pokemon is completely unheard of. The closest we got to a Pokemon getting attention that quickly was Diancie Mega evolving in Oras. But this kind of stuff is not supposed to happen. I can understand finally why Ku is so surprised by this. And as we go deeper into these DLCs, there might be more and more pandering to
Galar.
But we'll see. The next Pokemon they revealed is this is crazy. It is an evolution to Duraludon called Arcaludon. He's still Steel Dragon. I always knew he was ugly and incomplete. He looked like a lighter. Wait a second. He's the first Pokemon, aside from Pikachu and Eevee, to Gigantamax without being fully evolved. That's like Pinsir getting an evolution, despite Pinsir having Mega Pinsir. This guy looks so cool. He looks like a Darkrai. For once, I will let you take the throne over Teacher, especially after they made Iron Thorns. He's so cool. He's standing up all confident. The pose is everything. He looks like Celesteela's nephew. He's a Steel Dragon type. Do you know Duraludon's stats? 535. That's pretty much a fully evolved starter. The lowest this can be is how much Porygon Z is. So Porygon 2 is 515 and goes up to 535 when it evolves. Just a small jump. It truly is the evolution. What? By the way, we have some abilities. So Driplin, this will surprise you, gets a brand new ability called Super Sweet Syrup. That's how good the candy apple is. And you won't believe this. It lowers the opponent's evasion. We've never had something like this. So essentially, you can give Driplin moves with low accuracy because it sounds like when you send this Pokemon out, like Intimidate, the enemy just gets easier to hit. Probably because it's a sticky apple and it's slowing the opponent down. That is a new one for Pokemon. And then Arcaludon is Stamina or Sturdy. Both are very good abilities. Stamina boosts your defense. Sturdy, it lets you survive with 1 HP. Do you know what they could do? People are gonna start giving Eviolite to Duraludon. Gamefreak seriously pulling something crazy here. We haven't even gone to the best. He kinda looks cool actually. Look at him from behind. People said he's a stapler remover, but he's like, dude, he looks like a legendary in a cave. I don't say that lightly. I hate Duraludon. Wait, he's a bridge. Are those like 4 doors? He's like a Metagross. He just combines 2 Metanks together. So he goes from a skyscraper to a bridge. Let's keep going. There are 2 new Pokemon introduced. This blows my mind. We called this on the podcast. I'll go more in depth first. It is Paradox Raikou, and he is a long neck Brachiosaurus-like dinosaur. It's confirmed. All 3 of the Johto Pokemon have dinosaur forms that are going to be shown in this game. This Raikou looks so cool. It's got a big body. I know Suicune had something weird going on with the T-Rex. It was a hit or miss, but this is just a big bulky build. It's got this cloud that circles around its head, but it's actually that cape. behind Raikou and it can unravel it. It's got the zigzag tail, and we know its base stat total is gonna be like 590. That's a strong Pokemon. I'm assuming it's Grass Dragon. Do we know it? Nope, we don't know it yet. Wait, it's called Raging Bolt. Walking Wake Raging Bolt. I'm so happy. So we called this. I said that they're gonna distribute Suicune and Virizion as the freebie. Then another set will be revealed in the first DLC, and then another in the second. And maybe the second set, which will be Entei and Terrakion, maybe they'll swap them. And maybe you'll get the future one in Scarlet and the past one in Violet. But that's just speculation for now. We've got Paradox Raikou confirmed. Shout out to Bobby Boy, who got it right with the tall Raikou neck. Let's see what people are saying about this. I don't know what this is. Bro went whatever, I'll make it a giraffe. No, this is so cursed. Oh my god. Now what is this? I forgot you're not supposed to go on Twitter. Y'all let me know, does it look cool? And then the final Pokemon revealed in that trailer is Paradox Cobalion. And it is so cool. For once, it looks different than Virizion, you know? I mean, the artwork here, it looks similar to Cobalion, but it has some flair to it. Virizion, I could blur my eyes and I couldn't even tell. What is this one called? Are you kidding me? That is the most badass name ever. If you look in the gameplay, those things extend out and are doing something. This is crazy. You know, if you wanted to do more additions, Gamefreak, you could have like made those wings. But you know, when it comes to future Pokemon, Gamefreak doesn't make additions to them. They just mechanicalize the way they look. Hydreigon, Tyranitar, and it sucked. But at least they're making slight additions with this one. And you never know. When Terrakion is revealed, he might be very different looking. And I want to quickly mention something about Ku here. Ku did not hint these two. He wanted us to see it for ourselves. This is the closest tweet to it, but he throws us off all the times. No one really cared about this one, which is big. Because whenever he referred to Heat's images of the fused Chimera Pokemon, whatever you want to call them, he always called them PS and PV, as in Paradox Suicune and Paradox Virizion. This was the main reason people were thinking those were the only two getting it. But like I said, Ku isn't just leaking information, he's actually doing part of Game Freak's job and trying to hype things up in the background. He's supplementary to the hype season, so he didn't ruin the surprise of these two, which is big. And also shows Ku might be not telling us a lot more than we think. This is so cool. So y'all have to let me know in the comments. Walking Wake and Virizion versus Raging Bolt and Iron Crown. Those are all of the new Pokemon introduced. See, when I first saw these two Pokemon, I thought they were like regional variants or regional fakes, especially that Applin. Alright, let's go over some lesser details. So there are a bunch of mini games introduced in these DLCs. One where you're taking photographs, one where you unlock Koraidon and Miraidon to fly, and you're going through like spiral rings. And also, there's even a Blueberry League, I almost said Blackberry, whose top 4 members, aka the Elite 4, named intentionally like that, are the 4 characters shown to us, who are Lacey, which we knew, the one with the hairpins, Crispin, who cooks in a pot, Amaris, and Drayton. This guy looks so cool. With Koraidon Miraidon being able to fly, I imagine once you unlock everything in the game, you can just fly over the whole region. Wait, hold on. New information is still coming out. So little Applin, using the tart apple becomes Flapple, sweet apple Appleton, the sticky apple or something would make the third one. Flapple's signature move is Grav Apple. It's a physical grass move that lowers the opponent's defense. And then Appleton's is Apple Acid. The same thing, but it's a special move. What would this one be? It is called Syrup Bomb. What would be the in-between of these two? Maybe it just lowers their speed. Oh, it's just literally... And then Arcaludon has a new move called Electro Beam, which sounds similar to Charge Beam, but what it is a 2-turn move like Meteor Beam. It raises your special attack on turn 1, attacks the enemy on the second. I can't believe he made me like Duraludon. What do you think Raihan's doing in the region right across the ocean with a freaking like Clefairy essentially? It's unevolved. Alright, the last thing revealed in this is Terraforms. They finally teased something about it. And there's something unusual they showed as well. talk about baby Terraforms, but we're gonna start off with Ogerpon. Now, they didn't show what Ogerpon looks like without the mask. Actually, before I even mention this, they kind of hinted the story for the first DLC. So you meet the two characters, the brother and sister. Initially, you make friends with the younger brother, and this is new to him. You're taking photos with him, and he feels very close to you. But then as you get closer with the older sister, he starts feeling lonely or jealous, something like that. And it looks like he's the one that naively falls into Ogerpon's trap and causes whatever bad is supposed to happen for the story to play out. So he's gonna be the villain slash evil dude for the DLC, which is really cool. Because since this is a whole festival theme, it's nice that it's some foolish child that's making everything unravel. But yeah, Ogerpon is shown to have a mask. And when you terrestrialize Ogerpon, it changes forms. The mask grows gigantic and it has this intimidating look, which also makes the mask seem more important than Ogerpon. Like, this isn't specifically Ogerpon's terraform, but something to do with the mask. But there we have it. Like Mega Evolution, we finally have it revealed. The mid-battle transformation that changes your appearance. And this has to differ from what terrestrializing is, which is supposed to be just changing your typing. Somehow, this has to be beneficial. So either you're gonna get stat buffs like Mega Evolution, you become a certain dual type, unlike normal terrestrializing, or 3, depending on how this terraform thing works, you're switching between multiple types. So you see how Ogerpon has this giant mask. What if it's like an active Protean where he's switching between fire, grass, water? Especially now that they've put that cap on Protean where, if you guys didn't know, you can only change typings once with Protean. That's how bad they nerfed it. It looks like they might have nerfed it to do something like that with the mask or with whatever terraforms are. But what's weird when we talk about terraforms is Terraforms, because the site hasn't updated with details yet, but they showed baby Terraforms in the trailer and it looks like they show it terrestrializing, and its terraform is the Terraforms we know. The gameplay isn't that clear, but it's apparently called its terrestrial form and normal form, which means that is Terraforms. You know, it doesn't mean that there are 18 of these that fit into some husk, some giant empty sleeping Terraforms shell. If you terrestrialize this thing successfully, it gains all 18 types, which is fitting. You know, it's like if I terrestrialize a T-Tar and turn it rock, except terrestrialize is essentially getting all 18 crowns at once. And we also don't know the answer to the mystery of what its typing is supposed to be. So what do you guys think? Is it gonna be a normal type, somehow of type fluid type, where it's like all 18 types just switching constantly? Or do you think they'd introduce a special typing just for it, aka the 19th type theory I made a while back? And the last thing I need to tell you guys is the release date for this DLC, which it's next month. Now, I want to mention one thing, which is that Ku tweeted something called 19th. He tweeted this months earlier, the number 19, and when he tweeted again as 19th, people are thinking maybe this is the release date for the DLC. It's clearly not. Maybe the theory I'm saying is legit. A 19th type. I mean, what better typing would you give Terraforms? So maybe baby Terraforms is a normal type or like a water type, right? Something basic. And when it terrestrializes, it becomes a typing that gets stab on everything and resists everything. Something like that. It's supposed to be a big boss battle, and the centerpiece to the technology that makes time travel and AI and all, it's allowed to be overpowered. It's okay. It's not the end of the world, and it doesn't mean it's stronger than Arceus. There can be Pokemon stronger than the Arceus we know without it being stronger than the concept of Arceus. So that's everything. I want y'all to shank that like button. It looks like Galar might be the region that's being pandered, which means we might get more and more references to it, Pokemon evolving. Let me just look up popular Galar Pokemon. With how much they're pandering to Galar, I wouldn't be surprised if Cinderace and the 3 Galar starters get terraforms. You know, the same way the Kanto starters got Megas and X and Y. Here's a candidate, Corviknight. It's hunted by Tinkatons. but this isn't exactly Paldea. So Corviknights could be here, and maybe if Tinkatons are here, maybe there's a different evolution from Corvisquire where it's able to survive with Tinkatons around. You never know what they could be building up here. But yeah, y'all let me know your thoughts below. I will be playing this DLC next month and Detective Pikachu, but yeah, there's gonna be a wave of theories coming out with all this new content, so we're gonna be making a bunch of videos on this. So keep tuning in. Send me your theories on Instagram. Twitter's changed. You can't really DM me anymore there, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care.